Greetings everybody, my name is KG Prestige and welcome back to another video here on this channel. And ladies and gentlemen, the Pokemon Day Presents is just a few days away from now, at least from the point of this recording anyway. And I wanted to take this opportunity to go and sort of talk with all of you lovelies here tonight to share my overall expectations and what I intend to see in this upcoming Pokemon Presents. So yeah, it's gonna be a big deal. We're celebrating another monumental moment for the Pokemon franchise, and I expect a lot of things to be presented in this presentation. I think they mentioned it's gonna be like 25 minutes or so. So hey, who knows what they might show off, and that's what we're gonna be talking about here today. So without further ado, let's go and jump right into it. Let's go and clear out the very obvious ones out of the way, the ones that we all expect to see show up in this presentation, so we can start moving on into the less likely territory. Alright, so let's clear these ones out of the way, beginning with Pokemon Go. I expect to see this mobile game presented in this presentation. They're probably going to show off another generation of Pokemon being implemented into the game as well, and just saying, oh look, now these regional Pokemon are going to finally be in this game, and you can go and grab one of them available at the end of this presentation or something like that. So they might potentially do something of that, and then maybe go and talk about other legendary Pokemons that might be appearing more commonly now, or a certain Pokemon might be appearing more commonly now to celebrate the 20-something years of Pokemon. So hey, that might be what they'll do for that one. Speaking of mobile games anyway, let's go into Pokemon Masters EX. That is another title that I expect to see be presented in this presentation. They're probably going to start building up towards the big anniversary event, so they're going to probably want to go and show off some big moments here in the Pokemon Presents itself. So I expect them to reveal some new characters, some new anniversary things, like new gems that you can collect just simply by opening the game up, all those kind of simple things that we've seen in the previous year. And they might potentially tease at one of the major ones happening for that presentation, like how they did last year with the revelation of Ash and Pikachu hopping into Pokemon Masters EX. So that's something that they might do here with this one as well. I hope they don't just tease it and they just actually reveal it. I'm a little bummed out they never actually showed Ash fully in that official teaser trailer. That would have actually blown everybody's mind away. I'm dead serious, it would have. Moving along, let's go into Pokemon Unite. Pokemon Unite I also expect to see be shown off here in some shape and form. Maybe they'll present the brand new map that people can play, as well as some brand new Pokemon that are going to be dropping relatively soon or on the day of the reveal, and some other Pokemon that they'll potentially tease for future releases in the coming months. So that's something I expect to see from Pokemon Unite. They might do a big promo presentation as well, saying like, oh, if you log into these dailies, you'll get these rewards, etc., and maybe even a brand new mod that you can acquire as well. So I potentially see stuff like that they could potentially do for this present. So fingers crossed. We'll see if Pokemon Unite fans get fed a little bit in this one. And lastly, Pokemon Cafe Remix, I also expect to see be presented in some shape and form with this one. They might maybe go into details about some other Pokemon that you could potentially collect and have in Befriend. So that might be something simple, and then they'll maybe show off new maps or new gimmicks that they might go for the game. I'm not really the biggest Cafe Remix fan out there, but hey, for those who are big fans of the franchise with the Cafe, I hope you guys enjoy it if they do present some new content for all of you guys. So yeah, in terms of mobile games, those are really the only ones I expect to see. Now, let's jump into Scarlet and Violet, because I expect a lot of content in there. So let's get the very likely out of the way. For starters, I expect them to also reveal the next major terror raid that's going to be happening either on the day of or during the week of the Pokemon Presents, where they're going to say, okay, this is going to be the next major 7-star raid, and it's going to probably be something we haven't fought against yet. So that's going to be the major focus for this upcoming round. So hey, we'll see if that turns out to be the case. And the other major event that I expect to see from this is the revelation of the Pokemon Home implementation, where you can transfer Pokemon from within Pokemon Home, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, Sword and Shield, as well as Pokemon Go, and have them finally be transferred over to Scarlet and Violet. So that's one of the major ones that I expect to see be talked about in this presentation. And yeah, those are the major ones that I think are very obvious. Another obvious thing I guess we could also say is like some kind of music video that they might show off to just recap the history of Pokemon leading up into the current now that we are in with Scarlet and Violet. For anime fans, I don't know if they will show off anything new for it. They've been recently promoting the new anime on social media lately, so Maybe they'll do something for the anime as well. We'll see what happens for that. Just want to give something for the anime fans to enjoy. All right, let's start moving into the slightly less than likely, but maybe there's a chance that they're going to do it. So, for starters, I expect them to reveal more content regarding Scarlet and Violet. I was kind of in the mix in between adding it to the very likely or not, depending on how far they've gotten into development for this. But as you guys already know, if you played Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, there were some teases about what is expected to come. So maybe we might potentially get a chance to see some brand new information drop regarding the DLC content for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, incorporating the brand new location that nobody was able to gain access to, as well as some new Pokemon and old Pokemon returning back and now being able to be brought into this game thanks to the features of Pokemon Home finally having implemented into the game. So yeah, those are things I expect to see from Scarlet and Violet in terms of the DLC content. I don't know if they'll do waves like they did with Sword and Shield. It'll be interesting if they go for that approach, but I expect it to simply be just one major DLC patch that's just like a big world in itself that will probably have its own Area Zero with its own set of other Pokemon as well. That's just my speculation anyway on that front. So yeah, new Pokemon, old Pokemon, and DLC in in Scarlet and Violet. So that's what I expect to see from this one. So another thing that I kind of expect but not really sure on it yet, we definitely need to get some sort of love for these spin-off titles, because I don't believe this year we're going to be getting another mainline Pokemon game. I'm assuming the following year is going to be when we'll get another new Pokemon game, and they're going to use this year to sort of focus on the DLC for Scarlet and Violet, because they don't want those two to kind of overlap with each other. So that's my theory anyway. So I think this year is going to be the rest year for the brand new Pokemon remake or brand new Pokemon game. So yeah, that's just my take on it. So with that being said, I expect the spin-offs this time around to kind of take the core focus with this one. Given that we got Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX not too long ago, I would really love to see them go at it again with Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time or Explorers of Darkness or Explorers of Sky, and actually be that given the DX treatment and be brought over onto the Nintendo Switch system, because that would be incredible. So I would absolutely love to see another Mystery Dungeon in the Nintendo Switch. Very hard game to stream, but a wonderful game to experience. If you haven't had a chance to try them out, absolutely do yourself a favor and give it a shot. I think you guys will enjoy it. So definitely expect to see some representation for that there. Moving along from that, TCG. I don't know if they ever really dabbled a lot into the TCG scenes on Pokemon Presents off the top of my head anyway, but maybe they'll probably give a little bit of some promotion for Pokemon TCG within this presentation. Go into a little more details about maybe some of the cards that they're going to present and the new gimmicks and mechanics that they might start incorporating back into the scene. They might go into more details, and speaking about TCG and VGCs, into when the Pokemon Championship is expected to take place. And of course, where in Japan is it going to be? I think we already got the confirmation about that last year, but just now an official release date and all that stuff, I think might be shown off during this presentation. So that's something I expect as well. Spin-offs, going back to that again, I really can't think of anything else regarding it. I just think it's probably just going to be Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, maybe Pikachu? Detective Pikachu, to be exact. You know, that one title that we were all expected to see for like some time now, but has sort of disappeared off the face of the earth. Yeah, that one. Maybe it finally got itself shown off in this presentation, just like with Pokemon Sleep. We don't know where the hell these titles are at, so hey, fingers crossed that maybe this will be the year that Detective Pikachu finally gets some love this time around. Now, of course, with that being said, I don't know if people will be excited for it now that so much time has passed since the release of the original Detective Pikachu game. But hey, who knows? Maybe this will be the one that will change things up for that. Let's see. Any other spin-off games I could think off the top of my head? Of course, this now started to go into the less likely territory in general. PokePark, I don't really expect that. I think it's been a very long time since it's been the release of a PokePark game. So they might release something similar to PokePark, but they probably won't call it PokePark, if that makes any sense. I also expect to see maybe another new mobile game that will be introduced into the Pokemon franchise. In terms of what that gimmick could potentially be, I can't not say for certain, but it would be interesting to see another gotcha sort of game for Pokemon to now be incorporated into the mobile scene. So whether that would be, I can't say for certain, but hey, just fingers crossed on something really good out of that. So other than that, yeah, I know people want Pokemon Rangers. I think that would also be another wonderful game. And okay, moving out from that though, let's go back to the Nintendo Switch real quick and sort of talk about the what's it called? The Nintendo Switch Online. Supposedly there was this weird discussion that was going on lately about how they were saying that Pokemon Stadium had this weird tag at the bottom that said Pokemon from red, blue, green, and yellow are no longer going to be, or just are just not compatible with Pokemon Stadium. And I'm going to assume that the Nintendo Switch Online presentation is probably going to show off some Pokemon games for the Nintendo Switch Online. And so I expect to see probably red, blue, yellow, and if you guys really want a little bit more gold, silver, and crystal, if they really want to go extra, they could absolutely add ruby, sapphire, and emerald. That would be a big twist. But the GC games, like the Game Boy Color ones, if they actually incorporate them effectively and have it also work alongside with the Stadium games from the Nintendo Switch Online, that would be a huge monumental deal, especially knowing the online connectivity and all that. Oh, absolutely, that game is going to do bonkers. So, hey, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, if they actually include the Game Boy games into this and actually find a way to incorporate it alongside with the Nintendo Switch Online in the 64 pack to actually have these games now be incorporated into the Pokemon Stadium games, I think that would be absolutely incredible. So fingers crossed that fans get what they asked for with that one. People were thinking that with the Nintendo Switch Online feature, that could be a reality. So who knows? We'll find out soon enough when that time comes. Other than that, though, really, ladies and gentlemen, I don't really expect much more. I think going a little too much would be overthinking it. I really do think that this is pretty much what we're only going to get. I expect if we're going to get the DLC content in this presentation, they're probably going to put a majority of their time on that DLC and sort of explore the themings and gimmicks that's going to be presented in that DLC package. So I expect there to be very minimal announcements on other things, and then the DLC will be the big major one, and then they'll wrap it up with like some kind of music video at the end or something like that. So yeah, I'm not expecting this year to be a monumental year, but I expect this year to at least have something to sort of build up towards what the next year could offer, at least off the top of my head anyway. So we'll see what happens. In the meantime though, ladies and gentlemen, let me hear your thoughts in the comments down below, what you guys expect to see from this Pokemon Presents. And yeah, please let me know, see how things go with that, and maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. We'll come back in a couple of days and see where things land on that. So yeah, thanks again, everybody, for tuning into tonight's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk with all of you lovelies later in whatever video I make. Take care, everyone, and as always, have yourselves a wonderful night. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.